Hi. Good. Hi. Okay. So I just saw a video from Kelly Posey, and well, it's called "Shopping." Uh, can you get the best price or something? Let me check. Did you get shopping? Did you get the best sales price? Oh, oops. So yeah, you can look that up. I'll have the link there from the title. Shopping. Did you get the best sales price? Um, you can guess it has to do with shopping. um, so yeah, she talked about shopping, how this time of year, Christmas, the holidays, Thanksgiving, how here in the United States and probably other, uh, let's say first world countries, developed countries, everyone is doing crazy shopping, in those parts of the world. Uh, Obviously, not so much in other countries where they don't even have the money to do that. But yeah, so there's one interesting thing about the word shop that I noticed. The word shop, if you say it shop, there's another way to spell it, S-H-A-P, shop. And what word most closely resembles that word, S-H-A-P? The word shape. Just add an E at the end. Now, for most people, they won't really know what shape, the context that I'll be using it in. But there's only one context really. I mean, there is, okay, shape. So if you were to use a shape as a verb, to shape, you think of maybe Play-Doh or some material, a clay piece, or, you're shaping something. You know, you take something physically, like something that's, a substance, and you shape it, right? You shape it into some form. Now that context of that verb has also been applied for humans. You can say to shape a human, or to shape someone, or to shape an animal. Now, where in this world is that word used in that context? For those who aren't familiar, um, well, I've studied and looked at behaviorism in my studies in college, and behaviorism is the context where shape is used. It's actually literally shaping, when you shape someone, um, shape a person, shape an animal. You're changing their behavior. You're shaping their behavior. That's what it's used in. Now, this may not seem maybe a big deal, shape someone's behavior. I mean, mold someone's behavior. Like we do that with children all the time, right? If you're a parent or a teacher, you're shaping their behavior. You're telling them what's good to do and what's, bad to do, to not do what's bad. You're always looking for proper behavior. We shape our own behavior sometimes to make ourselves behave properly, educated, well dressed, well appearing. Though it's interesting how it's related to the word shop. So with shop and shape. So if you look at, I mean, just 100 years ago, we didn't have this crazy frenzy of, you know, holiday shopping and Black Friday. I mean, this didn't always exist. Recently, it's recently has only been existing, this crazy consumerism shopping and holiday gift giving thing. And when you look at the history over the years, since probably World War II, there's been a really a marketing plan placed to make Christmas into what it is today. If you look at the movies, recent movies made the last 20, 30 years, Christmas and all these holidays and birthdays are really shown in this way as if you're expected to give gifts and you're judged and valued based on the gifts you give, and about Santa, Santa Claus, it's about giving gifts, to children, you know. But if you probably look movies older than then, and stories and books, it's never really about gifts. It's never about giving the best gift or giving your kids gift. It was more about, showing a person that you care about them. And it's more of that sign, that what you intention behind that. And I remember one old story, maybe you've heard it. I forgot what it's called, but it's basically that story where this man and this woman give each other gifts, but in order to do that, they end up sacrificing something very important to them. I believe like the woman, she cut her hair and she sold her hair. Not the whole hair, but like she cut a good portion of her hair. She sold that so she had the money to buy a golden, uh, a golden chain for her, I guess her lover, and the golden chain was to match the watch that he had, I think, from his father. This golden little watch. It was like little pocket watches that are in a circle. So she got this golden chain for him for his watch that she knows that he loves a lot, and he he sells his gold watch to buy a comb, like this really beautiful comb for his lover. So they both end up sacrificing that thing, selling that thing for the other person. Uh, in the end, of course, they both meet each other and they're like, well, I bought you this comb and you cut your hair and you sold your watch and I bought you this chain. And it's not like in that moment it was just like who cares? They're just like it's that it's like happy ending. It's not like oh, we lost our material possession, we wasted our time. No, it was like about the humanity, about the people involved, and the story ended happily in that sense. It's not seen as a sad story, though today I'm sure if we think about stuff, we get a bad present, we get angry. In a way, that's how we were raised as kids. In a way, we were wanting gifts, expecting gifts. I mean, if you're, let's say you're 13 years old, that means you've had 13, birthdays and 13 gifts. And at Christmas, onto that, you have 13 gifts as well. If you're Jewish, you also receive gifts every day in Hanukkah. So, I mean, that's a lot of gifts. I mean, and it's like, you're expected. It's like on the date. It has to be on your birthday or on Christmas. It's very limited, very structured in that way. Um, it's like we've lost the whole point of gifts, and the value behind gifts when we sort of got lost in that. It's really funny. I'm just laughing at that, how we've sort of made everything in reverse. And I would say it wasn't always like that, or at least not to the extent it's growing right now. It's growing even more extreme, where people get injured on Black Fridays. People rush in to get the deals that they'd rather, trample over other people and harm them, to get gifts. For what, for other people. It's just, it really should be about people, right? So the word shape in Shap, now we're at 9 minutes. So yeah, our behavior's been shaped by our environment as we grew up as kids, as what we've seen in the movies and TV shows, in the majority of stories, with some exceptions. Yeah, it's very much an entertainment based and very all-consuming lifestyle, where gifts consumes our thoughts and our actions and our behaviors, which is really just buying, which is just shopping. Instead of looking for gifts that actually worth value and would add a value to a person's life, to actually make a difference in your life, or another person's life, which, you know, is available in the moment when you're with another person. Simply sometimes just talking and just being open, honest, and sharing, being helpful, being supportive. You know, that's like always an opportunity that's available. You know, what would happen if our behavior were shaped like that? If we shape our behaviors to be like that, you know, where we, you know, give to others in that sense. And a really practical point is just the money point, where if you don't even have the money, you're gonna have to get to a job to make the money, and you're gonna have to borrow money in order to make the job, in order to make the money happen. So it's like a little cycle there. I suggest, if you're interested in that cycle, to look at living income. The living income is a proposal, a solution to the problem that I just described, where if you don't have any capital investment, you don't have some money, you know, to support yourself with, you're going to be borrowing money and entering in a situation where you'll never be able really to get out of that hole. And the idea is just to have a living income for everyone, so that you're able to, well, basically to prevent going into a hole of any kind, and you're able to simply, you know, work your job, you know, get money, get your own capital, etc. But you know, at least you have a living income, so your money will grow. Well, right now, a lot of our money, people who are in that situation, has to go into their debts or into basic survival, you know, food, housing, all those basic necessities that you need in order to live day to day. If you have a living income that would take care of that, you see the word living income is about living, meeting the living needs, you know, which includes not only food and water, but also other necessities, even just, you know, clothes that are, you know, well kept, and etc. You know, stuff that, you know, society we would agree upon. You know, it's all about coming together and agreeing upon that point. And whatever you agree upon, that's what you're going to be getting as well. And as well as your children will be getting, and everyone else you know will be getting. So it's really what makes sense, you know. So it's really for everyone. So it's a proposal. Let's do it here in the United States. I would love to do that. There's other people in other countries pushing it for it as well. So I definitely look into that too, wherever you are in the world. The website, the URL is livingincome.me. If you type that in to URL, you'll get to that page. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, so that's a way to make sure that we take care of ourselves, that be a real gift for ourselves, and we can, you know, start looking at the broader picture and what's going on with our world, and improving ourselves, having the time to improve ourselves as people. Okay. This is Yogan. Thanks for watching.